Hello again, Nerd Squad. My name is Amanda McKnight, and I am super excited to be your host for this nerdy list. Vault of Spiders issue 1 is now out, and we won't be getting our second issue for a while. So we thought to hold you over, we would give you the top 10 shocking facts about Vault of Spiders. If you like the Spider-Verse storyline and this video, give it a thumbs up. Before we get into it, I want to know who is your favorite of all of the spider totems we have seen thus far. My favorite is Spider-Punk Hobart Brown, although he may have just been replaced by a new totem who appears in this issue. Let's find out if you also might have found a new favorite as we count down. Number 10, the tease. So right on page 3 of this issue, we get a huge tease of spider totems yet to come. The totems that appear unfamiliar are Business Spider-Man in a suit and tie, Man Bun Spider-Man with awesome facial hair, and Spiders for Eyes Spider-Man, who is also covered in big spiders. It also looks like there might be an alternate version of Japanese Spider-Man, where the costume is different because this totem is also sporting what appears to be the iconic spider bracelets. One of my favorite of these I like to call Spider Chef. They are definitely wearing a chef's apron and hat, basically a chef version of the spider suit. I really hope we get to see this totem soon because I want to know more about how they work. Do they protect others and stop crime with good food? Do they punish criminals with their purposefully bad made-to-eat dishes? Do spider senses enhance their palate and make them the best chef in the world? Does Hell's Kitchen literally just become Hell's Kitchen and they are the Gordon Ramsay? The people want to know. Number 9. The details in the new universes. Okay, so I hope we get to see more of the universes of these new spider totems, and I'll tell you why. These worlds are great. In the Western universe, we get to see the web-slinger's horse, who is also comically masked. What I want to know is, are we calling him Spider Horse? And does he have spider-like abilities too? Cause that would be freaky and cool. Let's flip over to Japanese Spider-Man on Earth 51778, where we see a giant professor monster in a mech suit, and ask ourselves, why are his soldiers flying out of this woman's face on the palm of the suit's hand? Like, why? If there is one last detail I want to leave you with, it's the idea of a virtual reality verse where everything is possible with SPYDER-BYTE, an online world where the biggest superheroes and villains are the biggest script and code writers, and where SPYDER-BYTE is a super cool program that appears to belong to our Spidey of this world on her laptop. Would Venom be a virus? Cause all I can think of right now is reboot nostalgia. Number 8. KARN. So the last time we saw KARN, former Inheritor, now Master Weaver, was in Spider-Geddon issue 2. In this issue he died at the hands of his sister Verna, who informed KARN that his attachment to the Web of Life and Destiny as Master Weaver had turned him into a spider totem. This meant she could now consume his life energy, and as a result of this encounter, KARN appears to be pretty, well, dead. However, KARN has obviously died before in the comics, so it is possible another KARN from another timeline could appear once again to take his own place. I mean, something must have happened because Vault of Spiders opens with KARN, alive and well, as the Master Weaver, trying to find new totems for the Spider Army, as he promised Billy Braddock, aka Spider UK, he would. Aww. Number 7. The villains. Alright, so Inheritors are an obvious looming villain in the world, but we don't actually see any of them in this series so far. Vault of Spiders seems to be more focused so far on introducing new spider totems, and you know what that means. Possible introductions to new amazing alternates of our Earth 616 villains. In that regard, we get to see a Dr. Morbius in the Wild West who turns vampire after drinking his own snake oil type tonic. Check out his awesome sunglasses. Love! We also get a glimpse of an alternate Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, but he's pretty similar to our Earth 616 version of him. Interestingly though, Kazar the Hunter seems to be a bit of a baddie in this world, working for Fisk as his hunting guide in Savage Land. Tisk tisk. We also get to see an epic version of Professor Monster, who appears in a giant robotic mech suit. Yes! Number 6. RIP Spider Totems. Although we get a tease at Spider Totems to come, we also get some confirmation on and are able to mourn the ones we lost. Among our fallen heroes pictured we see Cosmic Spider-Man, Prince of Arachne, Ezekiel Sims, Peter Parquois of 1602, Spider-Man Noir, Billy Braddock, and the Peter Parker of Earth 982, who is Mayday's dad. There are even a few which we don't recognize, one of which could actually be Spider-Gwen. An unknown totem with a white costume and a black knee visible can be seen in the corner of a fallen totem's photograph, which would be interesting considering we last saw Spider-Gwen alone and stranded in Spider-Geddon issue 2. Number 5. Takuya Yamishiro. That's right, we get the return of the 1970s Japanese TV favorite Spider Protector, aka our Spider-Man from Japan, and we get to see him on his own Earth 51778 fighting Professor Monster, who has recently been self-promoted. You'll see what I mean. And his Iron Cross soldiers. What's even better, we are teased at being shown Planet Spider. What is Planet Spider? Is it possible this is where Takuya gets his spider powers from? Is this planet ruled by spiders? Does our potential new spider totem Spiders for Eyes live there? Or maybe this dead spider totem? I want to know! Don't forget the return of the classic phrase from the TV show's theme music, which also shows up in this issue.
Yeah, 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 wow! Yeah, 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 wow!
I wonder if the Spider-Man boogie will also make it into the comics. Number 4. The Web-Slinger. This spider totem takes us to a universe set in the time of the Wild West. First of all, I love the look of this Spidey's half mask and his stubble. This new spider totem may have the best prose of all. He weaves his narrative like a straight up cowboy, using terms like old carpetbagger, smoke wagons, and whippersnappers, and I am digging it. As I mentioned earlier, he also has his trusted spider steed. The Web-Slinger appears to have gained superhuman reflexes as a result of his run-in with the Spider-BYTE, but that's about it as far as we can see. He comes armed with a web shooter gun and a run-of-the-mill old reliable pistol. When you add the old school spaghetti western sound effects that are written into the panels, you end up with a satisfying western reimagining of Spider-Man. Number 3. The Savage Spider-Man. I think this totem gets my vote for favorite story in this issue. The Savage Spider-Man was given the only parachute when his parents' plane went down over Savage Land. As such, young Peter Parker was left stranded on the strange land where he was raised by spiders. Sort of. The costume and what looks like a scar tissue tattoo of a spider on his chest come together to also give Savage Spider-Man a unique and badass look. Also, is there an MJ, Gwen, or Black Cat in this Savage Land? And if so, what would they be like? Number 2. Spider-Girls. Don't get too excited, we don't get a full story of Mayday, Anya, or Annie in this issue of Vault of Spiders, but we do get teased. Remember the page with the potential spider totems? Look who's also on there. Anya, aka Spider-Girl, and Annie, aka Spider-Lane. With the Spider-Girl series unfinished, I assume this might be a hint at these new totems and our Spider-Girls meeting up, which I would be a huge fan of. I already am in love with the Spider-Girl series after issue 1, and definitely want to see more of the two alternate reality Watson Parker kids, May and Annie, teaming up. Spider-Girls is a relatively new series, and if you haven't read issue number 1 yet, I highly recommend it. Number 1. Spider-BYTE. Maybe it's just the online gamer in me coming out, but I really love this spider totem. In fact, she may be my new favorite. Meet Margot, a virtual reality and possible code writing pro who surfs the online world and beats up cyber baddies. Are you loving this so far? Cause I'm loving this so far. The story is just a brief intro to her and the cool virtual reality world her spider self Spider-BYTE inhabits. By the way, just like most young Peter Parkers, she does a good amount of her crime fighting in between classes. In this comic, we get a little glimpse of her laptop which has a spider on the screen, and I'm assuming she designed her own spider program. What I am wondering is where her abilities come from. Is she a self-made code-writing genius of a hero? Did a maybe virtual radioactive spider still somehow play into the Spider-BYTE she embodies online? I gotta know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned lots about Vault of Spiders and are excited to read it, if you haven't already. I can't believe we have to wait so long for issue 2. Before you go, I want to ask you one more question. If you could travel to any of the Spider-Verses, which one would you want to visit? I personally would just want to travel around to different ones with the Spider-Girls. Also, if you love the Spider-Girls and you want to know more about them, give this video a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below. And remember, tap that subscribe so you don't potentially miss missed that video. Maybe we can all go traveling with the Spider Girls together. This is Top 10 Nerd and I'm Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to stay nerdy and saying thanks for clicking.